Okay, since we got cut off from the first one, let's continue where we left off about the fifth wheel, okay? So we heard this clink, and we both knew what it was. We knew it was a nut that went on the toilet commode that held it down. And so I looked at him, he looked at me, and we thought, oh my gosh. And so, mind you, we're still arguing here. Okay, we were silent arguing. We were still not talking to each other. And so my husband, who was did not have the stomach for anything. He couldn't even change a poopy diaper. He changed one ever, and that was the little Leroy's very first diaper ever. And then he never changed another one. I always had to change the diapers because he didn't have the stomach for it. So that even made me more happy knowing that he would get really, really sick and nauseous just having to mess with this toilet, and it hadn't been dumped yet, so it was pretty full. So then he looks at me and he says, I can't do this. I said, well, I'm sorry, you're going to have to. He said, no, I'm serious. I can't do this. I said, well, what do you want me to do? And, real snarky. I said, what do you want me to do? And he was like, we have to have it fixed. I said, yeah, we do. You're going to have to fix it. And so he said, I cannot. Somebody's going to have to put their hand. Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. I am not going to do that. I didn't drop it in there. You're mad at me. You're not even being nice. I don't want to talk about it. And so then he pulled an ace card and he says, but little Leroy has diarrhea and he's sick and he needs a toilet. Well, okay. Now you've really just used my kid against me, really? So, so okay, I gave in. I had to. It was for little Leroy. So I went and knelt down, and before I stuck my hand in there, and mind you, no, we didn't have gloves. We didn't have anything. And so I said, well, how do I know what it feels like? He said, well, it looks like one of these, and he showed me another one. He says, it looks like one of these, and it's hard. And he said, so just and he's like choking on laughter right now because he wants to laugh at me so hard, but he knows if he starts laughing at me, I'm gonna say, forget it, you do it yourself. And so he's trying his hardest to hold it back. And so he says, now, you know, there's a lot of stuff in there. I'm like, no kidding. And he's, so you're gonna have to feel around for it. I was like, oh, you're kidding me. So he says, you're gonna have to feel around for it, and you're probably gonna have to push down on it to make sure it's, because there's probably some hard stuff in there. I was totally grossed out at this point. I mean, this had nothing on poopy diapers. No, I mean, this was disgusting. So I put my hand in there and just almost gagging myself, I stuck my hand in there up to my elbow, and I still hadn't reached the bottom of the tank. So finally, I had to literally lay down on the ground, and I pulled my sleeve all the way up, and I stuck my hand all the way to my armpit, as deep as it would go until I reached the bottom. And there I am, just feeling around for this stupid nut that he dropped in there. And meanwhile, and now, oh, now he's not holding back the laughter. Now he's laughing because he knows I've got my arm up to my armpit in poop. Oh, yeah. His poop, their poop, everybody's poop. I got my hand in it all the way down, all the way up to my armpits. And so finally, I feel around. Okay, that's it. That's it. No, that's not it. Okay. Don't know quite. Maybe carrots, maybe corn. I don't know, but that wasn't it. And so I'm still feeling around. Finally, I found this stupid little nut, and I was happy about that I found it. But then I had to pull my arm out of that, and literally there's stuff just clinging and hanging on my arm. It was the most disgusting. Okay, see, he's almost gagging just watching me, and I'm like, you better come get me a cup or something to like rinse me off because I'm just about gagging myself. And so I said, You better get me a cup over here. You better come help me rinse this off. I'm going to drop this thing right back in there. And I'll just take little Leroy outside and he can do his business on the lawn. Okay, so I was serious. And so he gets a cup, rinses me off. But there's stuff, I'm literally having to fling stuff into the toilet. It was so disgusting. So I had to get into our little shower there, which was really tiny. I had to get into the shower, clothes and all, because I couldn't. I just had to, I was covered in poo, and and so I got in there and I scrubbed just as much as I could, and nothing. When I still got out, I still smelled. So I took 3 showers that night. And finally, I got some lemon. We had lemons because I love lemons. So I cut up a lemon and I literally just scrubbed it all over my arms, front, back, under, everywhere. I scrubbed myself with this lemon. And it's burning the fire out of my arm because I had just scratched it so much. I had just scratched it so much trying to get this gunk smell off me. And so finally, that didn't work. So he says, okay, you're going to have to you're going to have to uh, the only thing I know to do is gasoline. I was like, seriously? First you make me put my arm all the way in poop, and now you're gonna put gasoline. What, are you gonna set me on fire? So I was really not happy. So he had some gas out in the wherever he keeps that stuff, and he took me outside and he's pouring gasoline all over my arm, and it is burning even worse than the lemons because now I got not only have I got scratched up arms, now I have lemon juice that has seeped into every crack in my body, on my arm, and now he's pouring gasoline on me. So I'm thinking, good God in heaven, what is next? So finally, finally we got everything cleared up. Needless to say, I did not go back to eating my sunflower seeds because I literally could not even hold my arm anywhere close to me. It was the most disgusting thing. And the funny thing is, and we did get the toilet seat back on there, and little Leroy did get to use it, so that was a great thing. The things that we do for our kids. But the whole funny thing about that whole story is that that was totally unexpected. But yet we were in a season of transition, and sometimes you have to expect the unexpected. And that was definitely not expected. Neither was it expected for me to stick my hands in there. But I'm thinking, Laura Lee, you're the brain dead person that suggested we even move into this faith world to begin with. So, change, it's hard. And when you come along change in your life, you're going to come along to situations that you didn't expect to happen. Like I said before, if I had known 20 years ago what I was going to have to go through to get to where I am today, first of all, I would have made sure that I picked a different course of life. I would have done totally something different. But if you'd have told me that at the age of 32, I would have lost my husband after 13 and a half years, and he would die in a plane crash, and that I would be left with 2 little boys, just 7 and 9. If you would have told me that, I wouldn't have believed you because everything was going our way. And that's just a funny thing about life is that sometimes when you think everything is trucking right along, then all of a sudden the rug can be pulled out right from under you. But there's a great thing about change. The great thing about change is this, is that when you know that you have hope, when you know that you can when you can adjust to change, that's one of the biggest keys of success. So that no matter what you go through in life, no matter how crazy, how devastating, how stupidly funny or not that you go through, you can adjust to whatever change because people don't like change. My husband says all the time, the only person that likes change is a baby with a poopy diaper. He's right. And the only person that does like change is that. And so change isn't always fun, but if you learn to embrace change and learn to take it as a challenge, that you're going to be better when you come through that, you're going to be better than you were before. And you know what's going to happen? Your life's going to change. You're going to grow, and your capacity to go through things in life is going to increase. And so are your experiences. And when you learn to accept change and learn to embrace it and to go for it and to be proactive instead of reactive, And what happens is you set yourself up for success and you set yourself up to not be a victim. We don't want to be victims in this life. We don't. I don't. I don't want you to be a victim. And so I just want to encourage you today. Embrace change. If you're going through transition right now, embrace it and it'll make a better you.